Welcome to Make It Weird again. This is a show that doesn't have a set time yet. I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure it out, but it's weird. I wasn't planning on doing this today at all. I just miss it. This show means a lot to me. And from what I'm learning, it means a lot to a lot of other people, which makes me feel pretty damn good. It's making me like people again. If it's making me like people again, chances are it's making you like people again as well. All the craziness that's out there right now just makes us forget that we have so much in common. We all have our own struggles, our own victories, our own wins and losses, and dreams and pain and sicknesses and everything else. And this show is very, very simple. All you do is call the number that is listed on the show. There's no small talk. I will ask your name. That's it. The question is meant to make us both feel uncomfortable. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Ryan. How you doing?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. Good as can be. How about you?
I hope you heard me. That's not small talk. Seriously, how are you?
Well, to be honest, not the best.
It's Ryan, right? Is that what your name is?
It's Ryan.
What's the problem, man? What's going on?
I'm still trying to get over my father's passing, man. He left us a few years ago, and he left us with cancer, a very rare form of cancer, and it's just I can't shake it, man. I keep having nightmares and everything about it.
How old was he?
He was 57.
Yeah, that's young, man. That is young. Boy, Ryan, I wish I could help you. It's weird because my parents died when I was really young. My dad died when I was 18, and my mom when I was, I believe, 20. And my theory is, I don't want you to get over it. You know, I think it's okay to be sad. Getting over it means, I would like the pain to go away and you have maybe a different idea, a different view of what death is. But I don't think you should put so much pressure on yourself. I think we all do that about trying to get over it, you know? It's like a man thing to do or something, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I remember when my dad died. My dad was really sick and had been most of my memory of him. And I remember the day he died. It was on Father's Day, and my brother was visiting, and I saw my brother's car outside. He had a truck, and I go, "Oh, my brother's over." I ran in the house, and my mom goes, "Don't go in the back room. Dad's dead." That's exactly that's the way it was said to me. And I was like, what the, type of thing. And I remember I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to tell, or I just left the house. I left everybody. I got in the car and I just drove to the beach and I sat there. I didn't know what to do. I didn't cry, nothing. And I sat there all the way until night. And I ended up driving home at night, and it kind of hit me hearing a song on the radio or whatever it is. It hit me, and I just started crying. And then I was okay with it the next morning. I woke up okay with it the next morning because I knew he wasn't in pain anymore. But I hope that my point is I'm no therapist or anything, but I'm just here to tell you it's okay to be bummed out about it. What hurts the most about it?
Just the fact that he's not here to share, moments like when we used to go to all kinds of concerts and things together. We used to go to Planet Fest together. We just did a lot. We did a lot of, cool, manly stuff, together. And It's just that part's gone. But yeah, and I hear what you're saying, and it's okay to be sad. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah, you're going to get mad at yourself one day when you notice a lot of this pain is gone, that you miss him, but you're not as sad. And then you're going to go, what is wrong with me? This is just it. That's the way people are. Grieving, everybody handles it differently. Everybody does. And for somebody to say that they have a recipe for here's what you need to do, they're wrong. You just do it. You're in the moment. You miss him. You think about him a lot. I mean, it's been years since my parents passed, and I often wonder still, I wonder what it means. I wonder if they would approve what I'm doing. They didn't know that I got into radio or anything like. They had no idea what I did. And I wonder, and and there were times when I would pick up the phone to call them. I'm sure you've done that, right?
Yep.
And you go, oh, that's right, they're dead. It's sad. What would your dad want you to? How would your dad want you to handle this?
He would want me to be strong and not move on, but not like just consume myself with sadness to the point where I'm like masking myself from my other family that's still here.
Yeah. I mean, do you have siblings and brothers, like daughters or sons or anything, or?
I have a sister who is about 21.
So do you have to try to put on a strong face for her?
Yeah, like when my father died and he was in hospice, I broke down, but the nurse like pulled me out of the room and said, "Listen, you got to be strong for your family now."
Yeah,
so I had to,
yeah, and that's true. I mean, you do have an obligation to try to hold people together, but that's an unfair pressure to put on you, don't you think? Would you do that to your kid if something like that happened?
No, I would let them. I would let them experience the natural progression of grieving.
Yeah, exactly. So why aren't you letting yourself experience it?
I'm just really hard on myself, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good thing that you're hard on yourself too. That means you have expectations. That means you have a certain vision of yourself, and when you don't reach that vision of yourself, it bums you out. That's how many people don't have that want that? God, how would you like to be somebody that doesn't have a vision for themselves? What would that be like?
That would be pretty boring.
That would suck. Right now, your money, man, you're doing everything right. So your dad was in hospice, so you had time to talk to him a little bit about things. Was there anything he said to you? Any advice he gave you?
The only thing he was able to say, because he was out of it, he apologized to me. He said, "I wish I could have been a better father to you, and that I love you." He was able to say that, and that was good closure, because he wasn't, the best, but no one's perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect, and it's also it's a weird thing that when somebody passes, and let's just say you have a friend or a sibling or son or uncle or whatever who's just a mess, mistreated everybody, stole, did everything wrong. They pass away, and still we end up putting these people up on a pedestal, and turning into some sort of false idol or God when they really aren't. And I don't know if you're reading the chats, but there's so many people that are affected right now about your story. Mary says, as somebody who also lost a dad to cancer, you don't get over it. You only get through it. And she's absolutely right. Mel's saying, thank you for sharing your story. And then everybody's saying, give yourself some grace. Heidi's saying, so sorry, Ryan. There's people, we have all been through this. You're not alone, but we always feel like we are, don't we?
Yeah, in the moment, you always feel like you're alone, and then when you look at things in perspective, it's we're not alone on this. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's been a few years, and I don't remember. It's been so long since my parents passed. I don't remember that. Here's one thing I'm really embarrassed about, and I've never told anyone this. And I don't know if I'm a bad person for this or not, but I don't even really remember what they looked like anymore. That's sad.
How long ago was it?
Oh God. I mean, I was 20 when the oldest one, so that was 40 years ago,
Wow.
I don't remember what they look like. And I feel really bad about that. I feel like I'm doing them a disservice. Now, I didn't have the greatest upbringing either. There wasn't a lot of love in my family. There wasn't a lot, it wasn't a normal family, And it was, and I've done everything I can to say to myself they did the best they could do, which I'm sure your dad did.
Yeah.
And it's I hate to say it, it's so cliche to say it, but this is life, and we're all going to experience it, and we're all going to experience death. And I hope that it's at least an experience where it goes the way you want to go. I've often thought about, man, maybe you just want to fall, die in my sleep or something, or get hit by a bus, or or whatever. It's always a different thing. But and hang on, Monroe, Louisiana. I'll get to you in a second. But yeah, I want to know more about your dad. Let's not talk about death real quick. I want to know more about your dad. What was so cool about him?
He could he knew anything about classic rock. Like, he can tell you the names of bands, he can tell you the members, their backstories. He was a huge fan of your of the Lex and Terry show.
Appreciate that.
And no problem. And he was just, man, he was just like kind of like your best friend that you would have if I was alive in the '80s, which I wasn't. He just he loved to have fun, and he was serious a lot, but he knew how to joke around and make people laugh. And that was like the one thing I could take away from him, is he knew how to make people laugh.
Yeah, that's great. What trait do you have that's like? Do you look like him? Do you have the same sense of humor as he does? What trait did you get of his?
I actually sound like him on the phone.
Oh, cool. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember I fooled my mother out because I called one day. She was like, "Scott." No, it's Ryan.
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. But yeah, man, I feel for you. I really do. I wish that I don't think anybody should try to make you feel better. I think that you're exactly where you need to be right now. I think you need
I
to be.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I think you need to be missing him. I think you need to be remembering him. And if you could find some good things, just like, I mean, I loved hearing what you said right there, that you sound like him and you take great joy in that. And find those things that bring you joy. And did he ever give you, some real advice that you've hung on to today that turns out good? Not the deathbed stuff where he wished he was a better father, but did you ever learn anything super cool from him?
Yeah, I did. He taught me to just keep pushing forward, no matter what, no matter how much times are tough. God wouldn't put anything in front of you that you can't handle, and that's what he taught me.
Yeah, and you know what? 100% right. I believe in the universe. I'm not a real religious guy, but if you want to use God, if you want to use Jesus, whatever you want to use, but I believe that, look at all the things that you've overcome already. I bet you've overcome a lot of stuff in your life, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of pain.
And we're always going to have pain, and pain is what makes the good times good, And
it means you're alive.
Yeah, it just makes the good times good. So, and this is one thing I'm working on, is that, because I, like you, I've got a lot of friends and family right now that are very sick with cancer, and I'm just trying to accept every moment I have with everybody, every moment that I'm alive. That bull crap, let's live in the moment. But it's something you need to remind yourself of. Oh, this is a time in my life where I'm not stressed out. This is a time in my life where I am looking forward to going on a vacation or doing something, or spending time with my family, or, you're sitting down at dinner and you look across from your sister and you go, God, I'm so glad I'm in this life with her. Those are the moments you need to remember and really live. But dude, I appreciate you. I'm so sorry for your loss, but you're not alone. I mean, everybody up here is writing fuck cancer. Everybody's writing all kinds of stuff. And I appreciate you taking the time to call today. This is what I love.
Thank you so much.
It's what I love about the show. I love you, man. I really do. I feel for you.
Hey, man, I'm a big fan of yours and love you too. Thank you for everything.
All right, buddy. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Anybody else? Here we go. Who's this?
Clay McCaskill, Mr. Terry.
Hey,
James.
How you doing?
Oh, doing good, man.
All right, that was small talk. I broke my own rule. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm sorry I called during that guy's thing. That was rude.
No problem. Someone else is trying to call right now too. So.
Oh, okay. So I'm just being the same guy.
Here we go. What memory do you have that made you cry, but you wouldn't trade it for anything? What memory do you have? Yeah.
Okay, so I already know the answer to this.
That's
okay,
good.
so I don't know if you're like a dog person. You know what? I know you're a dog person.
Oh, I love dogs. Yes.
Yeah, I had two dogs. They recently just passed away. About the same time. They were both 15 years old, and one died of diabetes, and one died of a seizure in the back of my truck on the way to vacation. And just every time I think about them as a memory, I bawl my eyes out straight up, because it's one thing for a family member to die, but when you see the hurt and the pain in a animal that can't really talk to you back, look at you and say, "Hey, I'm about to go. I'm about to go." It's the saddest thing in the world. It really is.
Yeah, I love dogs, and this is the precise reason why I don't have any.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them, and you can't really communicate with them, and they're create little face in their eyes, and they're so expressive. I can't imagine looking into my dog's eyes, knowing that you're putting the dog down, or or whatever. I just can't even imagine what that's like.
I mean, I'm okay. Just imagine, like it's. I know you don't have kids, also.
No.
So and I don't have kids, also. We never could have kids, so we bought these two puppies, right? And they're puppies. They're weeks old. We went like 4 hours out of the way to get both puppies. One was a toy poodle and one was a Weimaraner. Size difference is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But they became best friends, and we loved them to death, like a daughter and a son. I know that sounds weird to like most people, but we're just like weird. We never had kids, so we call ourselves mom and dad. Like dog parents, right?
Yeah. A lot of people do that.
Yeah. So you go through life like doing the best you can for these dogs.
Yeah.
And it's hard to watch somebody, a human or a dog, grow old, and the things they have to go through and stuff. And when it's time, it's like it was heartbreaking, dude, because our last vacation we went on, we were driving down the road, and she had a seizure in the back seat, and we had to take her to the emergency room, and she was barely breathing, and at that moment she's like dying. So we took her to the emergency room, and she's the vet came out and said, "We can keep her alive, but it's going to be like $6,000."
Oh yeah.
And that's the problem. It's like I mean, you would do it for a human, but like if
some humans I would, some not.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But I mean, like, you've known this dog for 15 years of your life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
and that dog looked up to you.
And you had that decision to make. All of a sudden, their life is in your hands. I get it.
Yeah.
So when the question though was like, what's a memory you had that made you cry, but you wouldn't change it? What about that?
So I totally misunderstood your question.
No, that's okay. Did you learn something about this? Are you glad you went through this? That's all this is. Are you glad that you had that experience with those dogs?
I would not change it for the world.
There it is. There's the answer right there. Man, a bunch of death today. Now I get to tell a story about my mom passing away.
Oh, man.
My mother was a Marine, and she was in the VA hospital. And
she worked at a prison, right?
What's that?
Didn't she work at a prison?
No, she didn't. No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No, but she was in the VA hospital, and we knew that she was passing away. She had emphysema. She smoked. She had all. She was way old. She was 45. Okay. She was 45 when she had me.
Oh my gosh!
And I have brothers and a sister that are older than me. I'm the baby, but I'm the baby by like the next closest to me is 10, 14 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so they told me, they said, Mom's going to be passing away, and you should get here. And I don't handle death very well. I was young, I was really young. I was a very immature 20 years old.
Me too.
And I went there, and they said, she's in that room. Just go in there and say goodbye to her. She's not going to see you. She's in a coma. She's pretty much done. She's not going to see you, but you should go in that room. I walk up to the hospital door, and
you couldn't go in, could you?
Couldn't go in.
I couldn't either.
I turned back around. I turned around. I went and lied to my brothers who were there.
Oh my God.
They said, "What'd you do?" I said, "Yeah, I went in there."
Oh my God.
And I was feeling really bad about it, but I don't know what happened. And this is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Look at this. Here I'm telling the last caller that, I don't even remember what they look like, and I'm about to freaking cry right now.
Just do it, man. Just do it.
No, so I remember walking around, I got up out of nowhere, out of the waiting room, and something made me just walk directly, a beeline to that door and open that hospital room door.
My God.
And I opened the door, and in there, she was not in a private room. She was in looked like a gymnasium that had a bunch of like drapes around it. There were people dying left and right around there. That's
messed up.
Horrifying. And my mother had these tubes in her face and all kinds of stuff. And I remember looking at her going, even with these tubes, she looks so pretty. My mom was beautiful.
Yeah.
My mom was a beautiful woman. And so I lean over there and I grab her hand, and she opened her eyes.
Dude.
She opened her eyes. They said she was in a coma. She opened her eyes. I said, "Do you want me to get my brothers?" My sister was on a plane flying there at the time. And she kind of like nodded yes. So I went and got them, and they're like, "What? She's out of the type of thing." So I grab her hand again, and the dude next to her farts so loud.
Dude, what?
Yeah. And I look over at him, and my mom kind of shot a look like, "What the fuck was that?" And I made a joke. I made a joke. I said, "Sorry, Mom, I had the egg salad."
That's awesome.
And my mom squeezed my hand really tight and then died.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
this isn't why I wanted to. I didn't want to talk about death all day today.
I didn't mean to, dude. I'm sorry.
No,
it's
it's okay.
Sorry.
We did some happy memories, man. Listen, we're getting.
You loved your mom, didn't you?
I didn't.
Whoa.
Yes, of course. I mean, they're my parents, but
Oh yeah.
My mother and father were very tough. They were tough.
Mine too.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of belief in me. There wasn't a lot of, hey, you could do anything you want.
Yeah.
I remember them wanting me to be a postman. They wanted me to take a test, the post office test, because they didn't think I had any other skills to do anything else. And
look where you're at now, dude. Look how much you've accomplished.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think it's because I didn't have anyone around telling me I couldn't do it. I think that not that they would say you can't do it, but I have, there's people in your life that tell you, no, you can't do it. You're too old. You're too this. You're too that.
And I think that's what drove you. That's what drove you, like, from that moment on. Because every day I hear you talk about and your mind is like a catacomb of like great ideas, and I just think you should act on them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're great. But
they're great,
they're ideas.
I promise.
I'll tell you one thing. I love this idea. I love this show, and it's for reasons like this. We're having a real conversation. about
Yes, we are.
real stuff. This ain't no celebrity crap. Nobody's promoting a movie. Nobody's promoting anything. We're just talking and making
Regular people talking about regular things that happen every day.
and making each other hopefully feel better at the end of the call. You know,
Yes.
we're not alone,
Trying
dude.
to.
Yeah. You know what? And you're the reason why. You know, hearing your story, that's the reason. One of the main reasons I don't get a dog. You're a brave man. You are a brave man for having to deal with that. And those dogs were so lucky they had you. And
Saddest moment of my life.
yeah. So, man, thank you so much for taking the time to talk today. I really appreciate you. And please stay in touch. All right.
Yes, sir, Mr. Terry James.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
babe.
Okay. So I didn't want that to happen. But you know what? That's what it is. Wow. I haven't thought about that moment in a long time. And it's weird. Earlier, I said that I couldn't remember. It's been so long that my mom passed, I couldn't remember what she looked like. Talking to him right then, I had such a great vision of her. Yeah. All right. Anybody else before I go and curl up in a ball and cry and think about what a shitty weekend I'm going to have now? That was really neat. That made me feel really, really good. Even though I got a little emotional here, I feel really good. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me talk about that and sharing. That's really cool. Who's this?
Randall.
Randal.
Savannah.
How you doing, buddy? Okay, here we go.
Got it.
What or who are you avoiding right now?
What or who are you avoiding right now? That's a good one. I would say my boss.
Your boss? Why?
Because I took a job to save a branch. I'm in commercial heating and air.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to give away too much, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't. It's fine.
All right.
And so the expectations were high. I have a lot of confidence, and so all I hear is how the branch is failing. Take to consideration the market is down 21% in our industry.
Yeah.
But still, so I constantly get these emails, texts, and phone calls. We gotta.
So you're avoiding all that.
Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, or I just respond. I respond with those canned answers. Terry, just get them off my back.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, even though things are improving, they were so bad for so long. So it's one of those situations where you gotta kind of hype it up until you get there.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I have a lot of things that I'm avoiding, and the stuff that I avoid is usually it's not I don't procrastinate when it comes to doing something to do with work or going to the gym or doing anything like that. I don't put stuff like that off. I put off stuff where I know when I'm going to talk to somebody, I know that they're usually going to give me maybe some bad news, or I'm going to have to sit there and listen to the same old story over and over and over again about the woe is me stuff. And I know that I should talk to them more because they're friends or family members. And I can't bring myself to do it. And I really want to talk to them. I want to talk to them, but I'm avoiding it because I'm of some sort of thing I'm projecting on them, which may not even be true, So it's weird. It's weird, but I think everybody avoids stuff, man.
Sure. So one of the other things that I would think that I'm avoiding in that aspect too. So, you know, 46 years old. My parents are not getting any younger. My mother lives in the hills of Tennessee, and my parents are divorced. And every time I speak to her, it's always just so depressing. Somebody's dying, somebody's in the hospital, going to somebody's funeral.
Yeah.
And so our conversations are very top level. You know, I can't talk to my mom like I used to because it gets to be too deep. So just to flip the spectrum, I thought of that as a even better answer to your question because that's more close to home. That's a family member, and it's hard to call and have a positive conversation with her. But I guess when you started mentioning friends, family, you know, things like that, I guess that put me into that mind frame of, okay, I got even a better one.
Yeah, I'm a guy who wants to be around happy, to be around inspirational. I choose my friends for that reason alone. And it's unfair for me to think that I could put my head and eliminate all the other bull crap out of my life, you know. But I do it as long as I can. I will avoid anything that's that's confrontational or that isn't fun or funny, or I'm not going to learn anything from it.
Right. Yeah. You always reach. I'm that way. I always reach for somebody. I don't want to say better, somebody that I look up to. I've always been that way with people. When I was young, I always looked up to older people. I wanted to be older, smarter, funnier, better. So I always looked up to people and so people to be an inspiration. And people that are in the opposite, even family members, and God forbid that sounds terrible saying that, but I hate to be brought down.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? We can actually have a choice whether we let them bring us down or not. You know,
That's true.
Yeah, and I know that I bring other people down sometimes. I'm not Mr. Happy-go-lucky and fun all the time, especially in a professional sense. When I have to have an uncomfortable talk with people on the show, or you know, admit that I didn't think that today's show was very good. You know, I always get oh, come on, you're just full of it. You know, you're a perfectionist. You're this. No, I just think we could get better. You know, but I don't look forward to those talks at all. And people think
you got called sir today for the first time I've ever heard. So on the show,
I did what?
You got called sir today.
I know.
On the show.
I know. Can you listen? I get it. I got gray hair now.
Hey, listen though. I have a question for you.
All right.
Right now, at this point in your life, if you weren't with that amazing woman, Sherry, where do you see yourself?
What do you mean by that? Like
in business, in relationship, and where would you see yourself if you weren't with Sherry right now?
Well, I wouldn't be living here. I wouldn't be living in Seattle. Even though I do like the place, we have some good friends, I wouldn't be living here. I also think that there's two things that could happen to me if it wasn't for Sherry. One would be I would have reached levels and heights that I've never imagined. But I don't know if you're married or not or whatever, but when you have a mortgage, when you have somebody that you are dedicated to as far as taking care of financially, and you guys have goals and dreams together. It's not like I'm taking care of her, but you know, we have shared goals and dreams. I am a guy who loves to take chances. I love change, which is so strange because I've been doing a radio show for 30 years. You know, it's part of the reason why I do all these different podcasts, because I love change. I love not knowing what's going to happen. I love challenging myself. And being in that relationship has stopped me from doing a lot of that because I do have to save. We have these goals together. And so either I would be much further along in my life because I would have been nothing but rolling the dice and taking chances, or I would be homeless in a gutter right now. That is it. You know, but once again, I can't do the what ifs, and I'm a what if guy. I will admit it. I do that a lot. I wonder what would have happened if I stayed doing stand up comedy or acting or things like that. I wonder if I ever would have made it, but I got out, you know, and I am where I am right now, and I just need to accept it. I need to go, okay, this is where I am. What could I do better? And I wouldn't want to be without Sherry. So
that's the answer.
yeah, I wouldn't want.
There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be without Randal. Thank you, man, for challenging me. I appreciate it. It's good to talk.
I thought I'd give it up to you, man. All right, buddy.
Love it, buddy. Have a great weekend.
All right, bye.
All right, guys. Wow, that was good. That was good. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat. I see you with your support. It's really cool. You guys, we got a little special community going here, I think. I hate using those creator terms like we got ourselves a community and we're going to scale it. No, we're just here, you know, and I appreciate spending some time with you. I'm glad you guys are so supportive of all the other calls and chime in with all the other calls. It's really cool to see. One of the things that I get asked a lot about the Lex and Terry show is, what would you miss the most when that day comes and you retire and the show's done or radio dies, whatever? And please trust me, I hope that's many, many years from now. But people say, what will you miss the most? And what will I miss the most? And I know it sounds cheesy as anything, but I think this totally is real. Why you'll believe me now is that I will miss the relationship we have with our listeners. We get invested in you. You guys get invested in us. And this right here, this show right here in particular, this is a major investment. This is almost to a scary level for me on Lex and Terry. The connection. I don't know if you guys are feeling it too, but the connection that I'm having with you guys, I wouldn't trade this shit for anything. So thank you for making me feel seen. I'm glad you guys are feeling seen and heard. And if, share the show, do that stuff that they ask you to do. Give it a rating, I don't even know how to do it. This is the worst. I need a producer for this show. Somebody that's not afraid to get out there and ask for that stuff, because that's not who I am. But like when talking to Randal, like I've talked about many times, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is that it's not the main reason. It's like it's got that what if capability there. What if this really turns into something? What could this be? And my goal is to take care of Sherry for the rest of my life, financially and everything else. And I know you guys are in the same boat. You guys and me have the same exact fears. Same amount of fears, the same sicknesses, the same joys, the same everything. So thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. I might try this later on this weekend, late at night, just to see what the vibe is late at night. So like this, I didn't tell anybody when I was coming on. I might do it maybe later tonight again. I don't know. I'm kind of addicted to this, but I don't want to ruin it. Have a great night, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Be strong. Be safe.